I'm Generic Redstone Genius, and today we're going to be looking at a very often overlooked device in Minecraft Explosives, and that is the time bomb. So the reason time bombs are often overlooked is because there's so many alternatives to using one. So for example, if you want to blow up an undefended or deserted base, you can just run a redstone line, press the button, and the line goes into a pile of TNT, blowing up the base. Or you can just go into the base, have a pile of TNT, put a few repeaters into it, press the button, and then run away as it explodes. And then if you're doing a base, trying to blow up a base that is defended by players, because you're doing a war or a battle or whatnot, you can then use a TNT cannon, which I have some videos on, or use a missile, which I also have some videos on. However, there are some situations where a time bomb is useful. For example, if you're trying to raid an enemy base and you manage to plant one of these inside of it, and you set it to a certain time so that you can leave, and once you leave, the enemies will think that they're safe and it will leave them with a false sense of security. Now that they think they're safe, the bomb will blow up and it will cause chaos because many of them will die. They'll be scrambling to repair parts of their base and recover their gear that they may have lost. And while that is happening, you can attack them while they are very weak and potentially defenseless. So there are very many good reasons to use a time bomb other than the ones I just listed. So how this time bomb works is relatively simple. This part here is the timing circuit, and then this is the explosion, which uses TNT minecarts because they can be compressed to pack a really big punch. Now obviously if you were to plant this in an enemy base or in the middle of a field, you'd like bury it underground or in walls or whatnot, and you would not, you'd probably put some sort of shell around it, so after digging around a little bit it'll still be kind of hard to find. I will show you how you can customize the timing of it, so you can control exactly what time it goes off like at after you set it. That way you have complete control over it, so I'll show you how to do that during the tutorial. So this is what we will need to make the time bomb, and I know it looks a bit confusing, just allow me to explain. So first we will need 4 sticky pistons, then you will have to make a choice between what is easier to attain for you, and that is a block of sand and a normal piston, or a sticky piston and any block that's movable by a piston. Then we'll need 2 powered rails, 5 redstone dust, 2 redstone repeaters, 4 comparators, 4 hoppers, a redstone torch, about a stack of building blocks. Then what this is it means that you need a guaranteed 5 stacks of junk items. It can be anything that's stackable. And then you'll need a few other random items, anywhere from 1 or 2 up to about like 10 or 15. And this depends on the delay that you're going to use for the time bomb. And then we'll need some TNT minecarts. Now this also depends on the size of the explosion you wish to create. So this can be only about like 8 or 9, or it can mean 40 or 50. So again, you have to make a decision on how big you want the explosion to be. But yeah, that's all you need to build this. So let's get right into actually building it now. So to begin off with this build, what we're going to have to do is first actually just decide where you want to build it and work out which way you want to fit it in. So the way we're going to be building it is if we place our first sticky, or actually let's say block here, and then we'll place a hopper into it like so. So now that we have that, the bomb is going to be going this way. So this is going to be the leftmost side. If you're facing this way, it'll be the leftmost side. And the bomb will continue to about here. So that's just for planning the space out. Then what we're going to do is place another hopper like that. Then what we're going to do is place comparators facing out both sides. And then we're going to place blocks out of both comparators. And this is just a simple hopper clock. And then out of that, we'll place a sticky piston. And I totally forgot in the what items you need, but you do need 2 redstone blocks. That will be edited in, however, so do not worry about that. Then we'll place a redstone block in here. Then what we are going to do is place redstone dust here. And then we're going to break a block down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to decide, do you want to do this sticky piston and the block, or piston and sand. Either way, you just place this piston or sticky piston, it should extend, and then place a sand or block on top. And also you can just place a sticky piston and sand if you'd like. Then what we're going to do is place a repeater and set that one to 2 ticks. Then what we're going to do is place a block up and place the redstone torch on top of it. Then what we're going to do is just place some blocks up like so. And then we're going to place another block here, hopper into that block. Make sure the both hopper clocks, the little things at the end, are touching like so that they're going back and forth into each other. Then place 2 more blocks like this, comparator on each side, and then place a block off of the comparator like so. A block here, redstone dust, and then we need our sticky pistons again. And then we need our redstone block, but this time we're going to place it on the opposite side of this one. So if we're placing on the right side here, building it like this, we're going to place on the left side here. Then what we're going to do is place our repeater, and we can just set that to 4 ticks delay, doesn't really matter. Then what we're going to do is place some blocks like this, place a gap here, and then we're going to grab out our powered rails. So we're going to place our first 2 like this, break this one, and place the third one like that. So you actually need 3 powered rails. Again, I'll fix that. But you only need 2 temporary. So you only need 1 temporary, 2 permanent. So then what will happen is that the TNT minecarts will fall down to there. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to place the TNT minecarts. So you can just place however many you'd like, just like so. And then that was probably about like 15 to 20. And now we're going to do the timings. So let me just... So for this side, what you're going to do is you're going to have to place 5 stacks of blocks into this this hopper, but don't do that yet. And then what's going to happen is every 3.5 minutes, it's not exactly 3.5 minutes, but roughly, this will pulse. And then since this will pulse, it'll move 1 item that you'll place in here to this hopper. Then once all the items are in this hopper, it will then detonate. So basically what you have to do is multiply by 3.5 minutes the amount of items you put into here. So if you want to go off in about 10 minutes, you'll have to put about 3 items in this hopper. If you want to go off in about 20, you'll have to put about 5 to 6. And then also if you want to customize it even more, you can put about like, let's say 4 stacks into here. That way you get more like a 2 3/4 minute pulse. And you can put 2 in there so that you can get your delays more precise. But we're just going to put all 5 stacks in, so we're going to be careful not to put any more accidentally, because they will immediately start emptying. But sorry, real quick before we do that, we're going to put our items in here, so let's just put 3. So you'll see that piston extended, nothing's wrong with that. Now we have 3, and now we're going to place 5 into here. This will allow for about 10 minute delay. So we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now that it's armed, and it will go off in about 10 minutes. And now just to show it will work, I will put a timer on the screen and time lapse it just so you can see it. And as you can see, with a really big explosion, and if you put more TNT minecarts, it will have been much bigger. If you put less, it will have been a little bit smaller. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys decide to use this. Remember, it's the amount of TNT minecarts that controls how big the explosion is, so you can make one 10 times the size if you want to. But I hope you guys found this useful and enjoyable. Hope you decide to use it. I've been Generic Redstone Genius, and I'll see you guys in my next video.